Badminton is a recreational and competitive game played in singles and doubles formats. The aim of the game is to win points by hitting a shuttlecock across the net and your opponent's court, forcing your opponent to make an error and unable to return the shuttlecock. The lightness of the racket and the shape of shuttlecock mean that this is very fast, requiring good reaction and speed around the court. To successfully play a game, the following must occur.
Players must serve the shuttlecock over the net so that it lands on the correct side of the opponent's court. Once the serve has crossed the net without hitting the net, the opposition must select the most appropriate shot to return the shuttlecock to either win the point or gain a tactical advantage. To win a point, an individual must play a shot that allows the shuttlecock to either hit the floor of their opponent's court or force their opposition to either not return the shuttlecock or land it out of bounds. In badminton, points are scored regardless of who is serving.
History of badminton. The beginning of badminton can be traced to the mid-1800s, where it was created by British military officers stationed in British India. Originally called battledore rather than badminton, its use of a shuttlecock rather than a ball has remained constant over the years. Like most of the racket sports, badminton in England was played by the upper classes. However, rather than the athletic game we see today, it was a simple rally competition where players would try to hit the shuttlecock as many times as possible without it hitting the ground. The sport of badminton underwent its first significant change in the 1800s when British Army officers in India introduced a net and court. The game was brought back to England by the retired officers and played at the Duke of Beaufort's home badminton house in Gloucestershire. From that point onwards, the game became known as badminton. Since 1992, badminton has been an Olympic sport.
How the name badminton came about. The bat was initially referred to as battledore. Battledore and shuttlecock was a rather simple outdoor game. Both players were just required to keep the shuttlecock in the air as long as possible, preventing it from touching the ground. Battledore and shuttlecock was then brought back to England, where it was introduced to the upper-class community. Eventually, the game was officially introduced to the guests of the Duke of Beaufort at his house. Interestingly, the house was called Badminton.
Badminton players and playing area. A competitive badminton court is a large rectangle marked out with 40 mm wide lines. The dimensions of the court are of 13.4 meter or 44 feet long and 6.1 meter or 20 feet wide. The badminton posts are 1.55 meter or 5 feet and 1 inch in height and must remain perfectly vertical when attached to the strained net. To ensure visibility and safety, the 6.1 meter wide net is made from the fine dark cord with a mesh of between 15 to 20 millimeter.
Players. A badminton match can have either 2 or 4 players on the court at a given time. In a game of doubles, after a service is returned, both players are then able to hit the shuttlecock and are not required to take it in turns. Competitive badminton games have 5 different types of matches or events. They are men's singles, women's singles, men's double, women's singles, mixed doubles. Each team is made up of a man and a woman. However, recreational games see women playing against men in a single matches. Wheelchair formats are also offered in all types of competitive badminton matches.
Badminton scoring rules and officials. Scoring. In recent years, badminton has changed how players can score a point. In 2006, the rules were changed to a rally point system, and this now allows both players to score a point during a rally, regardless of who served. In competitive adult matches, all games are played to a best of the three games. To win a game, a player must reach 21 points. However, if the game is tied at 20 to 20 or 20-all, then you are required to win by 2 clear points. Unlike most sports, however, if the score becomes 29 to 29 or 29 all, the player or team to score the 30th points will win the game.
Rules. A match consists of the best of 3 games of 21 points. The players or pair winning a rally adds to a point its score. At 20 all, the players or pair which first gains a 2 lead points win the game. At 29 all, the side scoring of 30 points winning the game. The players or pair winning a game serves first in the next game. A badminton match can be played by 2 opposing players or 4 opposing players. A competitive match must have played indoors, utilizing the official court dimensions. Point is scored when the shuttlecock lands inside the opponent's court, or if a returned shuttlecock hits the net or the land outside of the court, the players will lose the point. At the start of the rally, the server and the receiver stand in diagonally opposite serve's court. A legal serve must hit diagonally over the net and across the court. A badminton serve must be hit underarm and below the server's waist height, with the racket shaft pointing downwards. The shuttlecock is not allowed to bounce. After a point is won, the players will move to the opposite server.
The rules do not allow second servers. During a point, a player can return the shuttlecock from inside and outside of the court. A player is not able to touch the net with any part of their body or racket. A player must not deliberately distract their opponent. A player is not able to hit the shuttlecock twice. A let may be called by the referee if an unforeseen or accident issue arises. A game must include 2 rest periods. These are a 90-second rest after the first game and a 5-minute rest after the second game. The referee is in overall charge of a badminton tournament or championships, of which a match forms part, to uphold the laws of badminton and competition regulation in the BWF statutes.
Individual single matches require a total of 6 officials: an umpire who is in charge of the match, the court, and its immediate surroundings; 4 line judges, 2 for each side of the court positioned at the baseline, who indicate whether a shuttlecock landed in or out on the lines assigned a service judge. Double matches require a total of 8 officials. This is above, but an additional 2 line judges are sometimes added, 1 for each side of the court positioned at the double service line. The 5 basic skills of badminton. Grip. Forehand badminton gripping technique. Step 1. Your thumb does not necessarily have to press against the wider surface of the badminton grip for a forehand stroke. Step 2. Your index finger should be the one in control in a forehand stroke. This simply means using your index finger to push the racket forward while doing a forehand stroke.
Number 2. Serve. Step 1. Use a forehand grip. Get the right grip for your forehand serve. Step 2. Get a good shuttle grip. Using your thumb and fingers, hold the shuttle at the head and raise it to about shoulder level. Step 3. Get into position. Step 4. Take aim. Step 5. Fire away.
Number 3. Footwork. For the forehead front corner. Step 1. Forward your left leg. Step 2. Then stretch your right leg with a balanced approach for only a right-handed player. Step 3. When returning to the ready position, shuffle with your right leg first. For the backhand front corner. Step 1. forward your left leg. Step 2, then your right leg. Step 3, when returning to the ready position, shuffle with your left leg first. Footwork on your forehand and backhand side. Step 1, start with your left leg. Step 2, end with the right leg. Always shuffle to return to your base or ready position. Step 3, take your right foot one step back pointing towards the desired location for the forehand backcourt corner. And step 4, cover the distance with a shuffle. For the backhand backcourt corner, step 1, turn your body with your left leg, stepping towards the direction of the shuffle. Step 2, complete the footwork by putting your body weight on your right leg.
Stance. Basically, there are three types of badminton stances. They are attacking stance. Step 1. Turn your body facing the side of the court. Step 2. Place your racket leg behind your non-racket leg forward. Step 3. Both legs should be shoulder width apart. Step 4. Raise your racket and non-racket arm. When to use. Whenever your opponent leave or clear the shuttle high up to you, move towards the shuttle and adapt the attacking stance. Defensive stance. Step 1. Face your body to the front of the court. Step 2. Place your racket in front of you around waist height and pointing slightly forward. Step 3. Raise your non-racket arm for a better balance. When to use. Whenever you hit a high clear or perform a high serve, move to your base position and adapt the defensive stance. Ideally, you want to be at your base position before your opponent hits the attacking shot. Net stance. Step 1. Place your racket foot forwards, non-racket foot at the back. Step 2. Place your racket in front of your body, slightly above the waist height. Step 3. Raise your non-racket arm for body balance. Step 4. Place your body weight slightly forward and get ready to pound forward. When to use. Your body position will naturally be on the badminton net stance after you hit the tumbling net shot. To stay there and be ready to bounce forward to perform the net kill if your opponent hits a net shot.
Number 5. Stroke. A stroke is the swing motion of our racket arm. It is not a shot. We need proper strokes to execute certain shots. There are 4 basic strokes. First one, overhead forehand, the most common we see, the first to learn. Number 2, overhead backhand, many people's main weakness. Number 3, underarm forehand, a low shot on the forehand side. Number 4, underarm backhand, a low shot on the backhand side. And now you have learned the overview, history, rules, and fundamental steps of badminton. Thank you. Goodbye.